Hi guys, welcome to All Coding Tutorials. Today in this video I'm going to talk about using SQLite Database for building Android apps. I will show you how can we create a simple app in which we can insert, update and delete the user information and also read the data in your Android app. So let's begin. First, launch the Android Studio. Select the first option, start a new Android Studio project, and then select the empty activity. Now give a name to your project. I'm writing here SQLite application. Then you need to write a package name as per your choice. My package name is All Coding Tutorial. Click Finish. So the main activity.java has loaded. Just increase the space. Let us go to activity_main.xml. Let's go to the text. Let us change the layout to relative layout here. And now what we will do, we will delete these constraints. We don't need them. And then width, we will change it to match parent. Text I will change to please enter the details below. So this is just a text to show like a title to our app. Text size, let us make it 24 dp. Then I will provide some margin, top margin, I will give a 20 dp. Let's give an ID here for our text view, ID/text title. And then what we will do, we will create an edit text. Width will be match parent, height will be wrap content. Close it here. And I will give an ID here, ID/name. And then we can show a hint. So hint equal to name. And text size also, again here we will keep it slightly bigger, 24 dp. Then it should be layout below. So we have to define a layout below, ID/text title, which is our text view. It will appear below our text view. Then the input type, here we will define text person name, because this is the box we are creating to enter person name. Then copy this edit text and paste it down below. So then again I will create one more edit text, paste it again here. So now let us change the IDs. First the second edit text ID, I will change it contact. Then hint, I will change it contact. And it should be below ID/name. And then input type, since it's a contact, so I will change it number. Then the third edit text box, we will change the ID as a DOB for date of birth. Then hint, I will write date of birth. We'll keep the text size same and it should be layout below contact. So just change it to contact, and input type also we will change it to similarly number. So 3 edit text has been created. Let us give some padding here. Padding equal to 10 dp. This will create a padding from all the sides in our layout. Look at the design now. So you can see 3 edit text boxes with the hints have appeared nicely. Now let us create some buttons here. So we will create a button. Layout width will be match parent and height will be wrap content. Close it here, and ID will be ID/button insert. This is our first button to basically insert the data into the database. Then text size, again here I will keep it 24 dp. And text on the button I will show insert new data. And then I will give some margin for all the buttons. So this will be the first margin, so 30 dp, and it should be below the layout below. We will define as ID DOB, ID/DOB. Then let us copy this button, entire button, and create 2 more buttons. And then button, then ID, I will give a button update. So this will be a button for updating the data. So write the text, update data. We'll delete this margin and it should be below what. Let us see what is the ID. It is button insert. So we'll keep this below our button insert. Let's copy and paste here. And then in our third button ID, we will change it to button delete. So this button will be for deleting the data from our SQLite database. So the text here we will write delete existing data. Then margin we will delete, and it should be layout below button update. So we will change here. Then let us create another button and paste code for the button here again, and ID, let us change it button view, and the text on the button we will change it view data. So this is the button when the user will click on that, and it will show all the entries from our SQLite database. And define layout below button delete. And now let us go to the design. So these 4 buttons have come. Let's go to main activity.java here. So now we'll start creating variables. Edit text. So we'll create name, comma, contact, comma, DOB. So these are our 3 edit text variable. Then we have button insert, comma, update, comma, delete, comma, view. So we have 4 buttons here. We have created 4 buttons. So now what we'll do, now we'll create a Java class, that is DB helper. Just name it DB helper. Okay, click OK. And then here we'll extend this to SQLite open helper. And here we have to implement the method. So select both, and you can see both the methods on create and on upgrade method. It has been created. Now create a constructor, select only first one, and all these arguments we will delete. We don't need that, and this nullable also we will delete. So we have only the context. Now inside the super we will write our name of the database. User data is our name of the database. Then null, factory null, and version, let us write 1. So what it does, it creates a database with a version 1. Then we'll change it here. The DB, we'll change it to DB here. And then here also DB. Then we will write a SQLite query, db.execSQL. So it will execute the SQLite query and write create table user details. So this, what it will do, it will create a table naming user detail, and inside that the columns will be name text. It will be our primary key. Usually we give a primary key as ID, but let us keep it like this here. Contact also text, then comma, DOB text. So we have 3 columns with the type text. Then here on upgrade, we will write db.execSQL. So again, we will write an SQL query here. So drop table if exists user details. One thing to note here is that the database name is to be unique in our DB helper class. Then we will create some methods here. Public boolean method, insert user data. So this is the method for insertion of the data into our SQLite database, into our table. The table name is user details. So we will pass the strings here, string name, string contact, string DOB. Now let us write SQLite database DB. This dot get writable database. It gets a writable database, and and pass it to DB. Then we'll write content values equal to new content values. So basically this will create a object content values which you can be used to put values inside our table. So content values dot put the string name, and we will write comma name. So name is our column name and it should match with our column names. Please be careful. And then second column is our contact. So content value dot put contact, and then change it here, content values dot put dob comma dob. So we have copied the contents put and pasted it twice. And then write long result equal to db dot insert. So here we are using the insert method. The insert method requires three parameters. First parameter is table name, user details. Second parameter is column hack. We'll just leave it in optional. And then third parameter is content value. So if result equal to -1, that means if the insertion has failed, it will return false. Else it will return a true, which will be used in our main Java code. Now copy this entire code and create another method. Name of the method we will give update user data. The parameters will be same because we need all these parameters. Let us delete the first content value. We only need to update the contact and DOB given the username. Now we'll change it db.insert. We'll change it insert to update db.update method, and the update requires parameters. First parameter is user details. Second parameter is content values. The third parameter is a where clause basically. So we'll write name equal to question mark, and the fourth parameter is the where argument. So we have to check that where clause string is matching with the where argument string. So we'll write new string brackets inside the curly brackets name. Now here we will create a cursor object, cursor db.raw query. Cursor is like selecting the row, much like Excel you might have worked in. So when you select some row, that whatever is selected gets loaded into the cursor object. So we'll write select star from user details where we have to write entire SQL query here, where name equal to question mark comma, and then we have to write where argument. So basically new string brackets inside the curly brackets write name. So basically it will check whether the name matches with the given name in the function. We have passed the string name. So if our cursor has some data, we will write if cursor dot get count greater than 0. That means if cursor has some data, then only this thing should happen, then only update should happen. Else if the cursor does not have any data, then return false. Why we are writing this? Because if we write only update method, what it will do, it will always return true even if there is a null value. Then again copy and paste the entire method here and change it to delete data. So now we will delete as per the username. So whenever user gives his username, that particular entry will be deleted. So we don't need to put any content here, and let us keep the cursor here again. And there is some error here. I think there is some mistake in the curly bracket. We are not closed here. Let us close it here, and now it is okay. So here again cursor db, it was checking select from user detail where name equal to name, and then here inside the content values we'll delete the argument, then we'll change it to db.delete. So it requires only 3 arguments: user details, where clause, and the where argument. And again it returns only true and false. And now we will create one more method. We'll copy this delete method and paste it below. So we'll change its boolean to cursor. This will be basically returning the data, basically cursor type, and then we will write get data. Basically it is for getting the particular row, then this where clause we will just delete because we don't need that, and we don't need any argument because we don't need a particular specific data. However, this can be used to get the particular data. If you write a where clause, we don't need this entire if clause. And let us write here again now, because here depending on our selection, return cursor. This is our get data method is also complete. So now we have created all our methods. Now go back to main activity.java. So let us initialize these variables: name, find view by id, r dot id dot name, and then we will write contact equal to find view by id, r dot id dot contact, dob equal to find view by id, r dot id dot dob, which is for date of birth. Then initialize our buttons. Insert equal to find view by id, r dot id dot button insert semicolon. Now update equal to find view by id, r dot id dot button update. Then delete equal to find view by id, r dot id dot button delete. Then view equal to find view by id, r dot id dot button view. Then let's create a db helper variable dp, and then initialize that here. db equal to new db helper, context is this. Now create a listener for our insert button. Insert dot set on click listener, new view dot on click listener. Now under the on click method, we will store the values in strings. So write string name text txt equal to name dot get text dot to string. Then write string contact text equals name equals contact dot get text dot to string. Then string dob text equals dob dot get text dot to string semicolon. Now we will write boolean check insert data. So we are defining a boolean variable here, db dot. Now our function is insert user data. It requires 3 strings, so we will write these strings: name, name text, contact text, and dob text. Then we'll write if check insert data equals to true. So if the insert user data has returned true, we will show a toast message that new entry inserted. Else, if it has returned false, so that means the entry could not be inserted, we will write new entry not inserted. So this is our first listener. Then let us copy this and paste below this semicolon and change the name insert to update. This is basically our update button. So the listener, we need the 3 strings and just change it here: update user data, db dot update user data. It again asks for 3 strings. So in the toast message we can change entry updated if it returns true, and if it returns false, so we will write entry not updated. And here boolean we will change it to check update data, because our function is for update. And then here again we'll copy this, and inside the if clause we will write check update data equals to true. So that's how we create our update listener update button, and then copy here and paste again. Now we will create our delete button. So delete, we'll change it to delete, and we don't need these we only need first string, because we delete by giving the name. So we'll change it to delete data. Our method is delete data, and just delete these 2 strings. Now boolean we will name it check delete data, and paste here. We will write here entry deleted. The toast message will change entry deleted and entry not deleted. So this is how we create our delete button. Then at last we will create our view button. View dot set on click listener, new view dot on click listener. Then write cursor res for result equal to db dot get data. So basically we have created a method in db helper which returns a cursor type. So we write here if result dot get count equal to 0, that means there is no data selected, so we show a toast message no entry exists. So if there is no data, it will show a toast message no entry exists, and we'll write return. Now we will, if the get count is not equal to 0, we will write string buffer equal to, so we'll define a buffer here, new string buffer. Now we'll create a while loop. So basically as long as the row values are red, so res dot move to next brackets, inside that we will write buffer dot append. So in the first column name, it will store in the buffer name colon, and after the quotes we can write plus res dot get string. Value 0, string array 0, and stores in the buffer. Then just write a slash n here, and we'll copy and paste twice here, and we'll change the second buffer dot append contact, and we'll change string number 1, and then the third we'll write date of birth and string number 2. We'll create 2 slash n here, basically to create a space for the next row. So for each row it creates a kind of buffer. And now we will show an alert dialog dot builder. So basically it will be an alert message which will pop up. So alert dialog dot builder, builder equal to new alert dialog dot builder main activity dot this, and we will write builder dot set cancelable true. Then we'll write builder dot set title. So the title of our alert dialog will be user entries, and then we'll write builder dot set message. So here our message, which is stored in our buffer dot to string. Then we'll write builder dot show. So this what it will do, it will show the alert message with all the values which we have stored. Now let us run the project. Everything is complete. So here I have mirrored my phone, and yeah, you can see there are 3 edit text boxes come, and 4 buttons are there. So first let us write name, user 1, contact I will write 12345, 12345, and date of birth I will write 01/01/2020. Insert new data, you can see the message new entry inserted. Now just view that, and you will see the title user entries and all the 3 values, name equal to the user 1, contact has appeared. Then let us make a new entry, user 2, and what I will do, I will change the date of birth here to 02/02/2020. Insert new data. You can see new entry inserted, and this view, so you can see 2 entries here. So 2 rows it has shown. Then let us change again. Let us update that user 2 entries. Let us see whether update method works. So when we click insert, new entry not inserted because it already exists. Then we update data, then it can update. So you can see in user 2 the date of birth is now updated. So the new value has come. Now we'll see how delete works. So delete existing user data. So user 2 it is showing the message that entry deleted, and you can see the second entry is deleted, and now only there is a first entry. And now if we try to delete with user 2, it cannot delete. It is showing the message entry not deleted because user 2 does not exist. Now if we update, new entry not updated because that does not exist. So this way we can do insertion, updation, delete, and view data, get all the data. Now let us see the data in our, where is it is lying in our database. Go to the right bottom and device file explorer, click there, and you can see your Android device name. Go to the data, and select your package name here. So this is my package name here. Then open that, expand that, and see database, and you can see the database user data.db is there. Now save the data to your PC. I'm saving it in my E drive, and then I will open the DB browser for SQLite. Open the database. So I will save where it is, where I have saved it, user data.db, and then right click on that browse table, and you can see the entries, name, contact, and DOB. User 1, contact, and DOB has come. So this way you can view the database stored in your Android device. So that's it, friend. So I hope this tutorial you found it useful. Please like, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. We'll bring more videos like this, and thank you very much.